up, everybody? This is Simone, aka author SD Johnson, owner of the Black Phoenix Reading Rebirth.
And this is Chevis, aka Didymus, author. No,
You're an author?
Oh, yeah, I'm an author now. Oh my goodness.
You will be an author
at some point. But as of right now, I'm the founder of Tetra 127 Apparel.
All right, way to start off the video. So he out here writing books too. No, so we just wanted to jump in for our January check-in and just have a little bit of dialogue about what we experienced 2023 and just some of the things that we're looking to do and looking to conquer in 2024. So how was it? I mean, how was your 2023 business-wise, personal? Let's dive in.
Yeah, on the surface, or we just talking to people on an everyday basis, 2023 was cool. It was smooth. We want to keep it a buck. 2023 was terrible. Right. But it really wasn't terrible. There's a lot of things that can improve, obviously. There's a lot of things that kind of went well, maybe not as good as expected, but it still went well. So I do have a few things that I want to work on or build on from 2023, moving into 2024. And then there are a couple of things that I may want to dabble into and do a little bit of expansion with in 2024. So, we'll talk more about it, but what about you?
Pretty much the same. It was, I think 2023 was kind of like the year of learning. A lot of stuff when it came to the business. In 2021, actually getting the foundational education that I needed to do what I want to do now. And just, it was a slow start. Yeah, I mean, not 2021, 2022. What am I talking about? It was a slow start getting out the gate, but a lot of learning curves. But I mean, that's a part of being an entrepreneur, having those learning curves and diving in. But overall, it was all right. You got to take some of the failures as lessons and build upon those, and some of the wins, celebrate them, and build off that too. So I think personally, though, we had a good 2023. I mean, we took this huge trip with the kids to Disney. Our oldest, Samaya, she graduated high school. Our twins, they turned 10. And then we were going to take this trip a few years ago, but like the week we were supposed to leave was like when the pandemic hit. So we couldn't go on our Disney trip. So it was nice because, everybody's a little bit older. They were really excited. So we made a big to-do about it. What else happened personally?
If you go to Disney, don't buy the food. Just skip out on
That's a whole nother video we could talk about.
Take your own food. Go outside to downtown Disney. I don't know if Florida's any better, but
it's going down in Florida.
If you're in Cali, don't eat the food in there.
I mean, it was cool though, for what it was worth. I can go on a Star Wars ride like back to back to back. That was just me. But
credit coaster.
I was in heaven. Yeah, I mean, we did. The first day was Universal Studios. I wish we could have gotten there a little bit earlier because we got there kind of mid-afternoon. Then we did Disney, California, and then the last day was Disney. So it was cool though. So we did the big family trip. What else happened in 2023? Yeah, just kids getting older, graduating, starting Sac State. Just we had another year together, anniversary.
Yeah.
I think nothing else.
Yeah. I want to make. Yeah. Can't think of anything else. I'm trying to catch up with Babe on her lock journey.
It's been a few years.
Nice and uniform and nice looking. Mine is, I got skinny ones, I got fat ones, I got some hanging by a thread.
The same way.
No,
they just look
yours are all way. Like more uniform. Mine's got not here and not here and not.
Y'all don't see the back of my locks, number one. So there's that. But no, I mean, overall, just getting back to like the business of everything. It was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of learning curves. And then when you're new in this space, I think one of the biggest things that I encountered was networking and connection has been really hard. Just coming out of the gate new, trying to put your own work out there, but then also building the business of the bookstore. So that was a challenge, but I think we overcame it. I think we ended the year strong because we did have the pop-ups at the South African market just to like get out there and build with the community. So I think that was a good way to end. And then obviously we do plan on doing that in the future. And then I was just telling Chev this morning of another idea that I had that we can maximize for this upcoming summer. So definitely have some things in the works.
Yeah, I think coming into 2023, I had some kind of false hopes and dreams about partnerships and collaborations and stuff like that. and got a reality check on some things, but it's all good.
Elaborate.
Well, I mean, just I going into the space that I'm in, obviously in apparel, Christian apparel, and just from the different, I want to say trainings and stuff, but like webinars and stuff that I've seen, they always give me these steps, and this is how you network with people, and even finding people who have amount of followers and things of that nature, and hey, reaching out to people, hey, what do you think about this, that, and the other, and I mean, people just don't even get back to you. Like they just kind of blow you off a lot of times. So it was like, okay, cool. I was a little naive thinking, whatever. But so, I just had to learn and adjust on that. And then, the other thing is, I this is no hate on nobody, just so y'all know, but everybody's selling a program. So, when you think, oh, hey, we got this, oh, we can teach you this, that, and the other, and come on this 2 day training, it's absolutely free. And absolutely free means it's absolutely free because I'm going to tell you everything that you already know. Mm-hmm. And then when it comes to the last day, they're going to say, hey, if you want to learn the stuff that really got us to whatever, then you need to fork out X thousands of dollar amounts of money. So it kind of was disheartening because like every single person I kept running into was the same thing over and over again. So it was like, okay, I see where the game's at. Again, I'm not knocking nobody hustle. It is what it is. I just have a different vision for what I want to do.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I do in life, if I blow up on something, I want to be able to help people without breaking their pockets. Mm-hmm. Preferably, I like to do it absolutely free. I do understand it costs you your time. It costs you your time away from your family. If you need to travel somewhere, obviously that's something different. But I mean, we're doing everything on Zoom or something like it. It ain't that serious. I just need to think about, okay, is what I'm doing, am I passionate about it so much that it's worth putting my time and effort into it? Then I can get that time and effort to it instead of saying, well, no, you need to pay me for my time. So, but again, hey, I've never had $1 million business, so hey, maybe that's why I don't think this way. I don't know, but
Hey, not to say that won't come. I mean, a lot of it is just when you're grassroots, you got to maximize what you have at that grassroots level and continue to build upon it, year after year. And I think continuing education in the spaces where we are is something that's going to be vital. And so you'll get there. You'll get there. I mean, even myself, like, and it's always something new. And then it's like, I'll say this. I think this has hindered me too because I've been resistant to like TikTok and learning how to do it. And I'm older, like, not that I'm like mad old, but I'm old enough to where like that's not my generation. So I did listen to this one TED talk, and it was just talking about maximizing spaces where you already exist. And so instead of trying to take on all these different platforms that you're not going to maximize or be good at because of the content that you do have, really focus in on the areas where you can be stronger. And so that kind of gave me like a little bit of, breath of fresh air, like a little bit of freedom. Like, okay, so what am I always on? Instagram. I hate Facebook, but I'll be on there too. So let me build upon those. Twitter's kind of hit or miss. So I just got to build those platforms back up because they do help as a business owner with this day and age. And then the other part of that video was just talking about networking. And this is something that I think you're really good at. When you go places, you're always branded. You're always branded. No matter what, you're branded. And then you're not afraid to talk to people about what you do and what this means when they ask you. And so I think that's key. I think I need to be following the lead in that aspect because I'm a little less vocal about what I do. And then if you ask me what I'm writing, we talked in the last video about having that elevator pitch. And so those are some things I want to improve on for 2024. Yeah.
I like you touching me as you touch her. Like, wear this shirt more often. She don't even like blingy stuff, but
that's another conversation.
Another conversation.
No, so I think looking into 2024, like let's dialogue a little bit about that. So you want to start?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. So yeah, going back again, 2023, like Simone said, we did some pop-ups. So that was pretty cool, getting our feet wet with that area. Looking to expand on the pop-ups in 2024, looking to get into a lot more, I don't know, different arenas, I should say, not necessarily festivals or whatever, but just different aspects, different environments you know, with the different populations and stuff, just so we can kind of spread our wings and kind of see what happens. Um, Obviously, want to upgrade the inventory. Um, got a lot of designs and stuff. Just need to bring some kind of to life. So with that, we've been doing a lot more videos um, this year in 2023, and so 2024, I really want to hit videos hard. I want to do a lot of product descriptions and design descriptions and stuff so people can understand like, hey, this is what it is, instead of just me being in you know, some of the apparel and you seeing it, like really explaining like, hey, this is what this apparel is about. This is why I created this design. This is what the scripture on the back means. Or, you know, sometimes you might not even realize there is a scripture on the back, you know, unless I'm showing a mock-up. And I know a lot of times people just look at mock-ups and they're like, okay, somebody just made that on Canva or something and just, you know, whatever.
Right, right.
You know, so I
It's
just want,
different to actually have it in
yeah, I
hand.
want to actually
Yeah,
have it in hand so you
yeah.
can actually see it and stuff. So, but a lot of times I do need help with that. So I will put up a mock-up or something like that just so you can see it, or a sample of something just to see, hey, are you interested in this? And here's one thing I want to add too. So I like throwing out questions to people through some of my videos. I just would like people to actually answer it.
Mm.
So what I mean by that, sending me a fire emoji or a like, I mean, it's cool. Do
You
it.
like
But
shots fired to me because I be trying to post
but I
little
would
fire
like, well, I
emojis.
mean, well, I can't say I know you gonna like stuff, but I'm saying like I'm here with you every day. But
Yeah,
other people like, if you like the shirt, if I'm asking like, hey,
yeah.
do you like this shirt? Should we put it into production? Let me know. Even if you feel like this is a terrible concept, do not put this in the don't put this into production. Let me know that. That'll save me some money and some time and some
Well,
energy.
not only that, I mean, what a way to build engagement. And so, like, if you guys know, if you guys have your arena with your product, your message, your branding, how do you guys build engagement and build that following? And maybe not so much in the form of like liking the page, liking the picture, but authentic engagement that can carry over into some other spaces that can not only help your brand, but also help the brands that we're trying to build too. So, what does that look like? You know, maybe putting that out there for people to kind of connect with.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. Increasing my video uptake. Um, I've really been working on TikTok this year. Yeah, TikTok. Me and TikTok got issues with each other. My actual like, my video views and stuff have actually increased. Not a whole lot. I mean, it's like I don't know, 200 to 300 per video, which is a lot better than what I was doing before. So obviously, I want to try to get it into like the thousands and stuff like that. But mostly being able to sell on the TikTok shop, which is like the big thing right now. And yeah, it's just not integrating with my system right now. And their help team is not the greatest. So every time I reach out to them, there's no support at all. They're no help. They're supposed to be the help team, but they're no help. So, but I'll look into more of that next year. Um, I want to do some custom things. I just have to figure out how I can build my website out to do that. Um, I mean, I could just send out invoices and stuff like that, but I'd much rather have it integrated on the website to where you can come through and say, hey, I want this kind of shirt or hoodie or whatever. I want to put this design on it in this many places, whatever. And then you can get an actual breakdown of, okay, this shirt's going to cost you this much. The design's going to cost you this much. You're putting it in this many places. Cool. Bam, this is how much it's going to cost you versus us going back and forth on inbox trying to figure out, you know, do you want a Gildan hoodie? Do you want an independent hoodie? Do you want, you know,
Or
do you want it on a
maybe
sleeve? Do you want it like,
I mean, but that's kind of like one of those conversations you and I had, just for somebody who does not pay attention to those things, maybe letting your followers and the people know the difference between the type of quality of product that they're going to get. And then so that way, when they do go to the site, hey, this is what he talked about, this is what it should feel and look like. So this is kind of what I'm looking for versus some of the other options. Because maybe a lot of it is they're seeing everything, but they don't know the difference between the various options. So food for thought. Just
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Just saying.
I'll probably, yeah. It's just, yeah, I got to figure out how to get it on the site. Might have to create a, what is it called?
Don't ask me.
Not a flash page, a landing page or something.
There you go.
Maybe that'll be an easier way to do it. I don't
Land it down.
know. I do want to have some financial goals. Want to be able to hit 5K a month, and eventually, well, I'm not saying eventually, but eventually at the end, towards the end of the year, being able to reach 10K a month. You know, those would be very supportive towards the goals that we have. And then of course I'll have other goals after that. But those are the two initial ones that I want to get. And I think with me increasing my video engagement and product descriptions and things of that nature, also working on the website a little bit more. It's been a little pain, but yeah, just doing some of those things. And then the last thing, Simone talks to me a lot about doing a lot more teaching as far as like theological material and stuff like that. And so I know I do a little bit with Tetra Tuesday topic and a little bit with Tetra Apologetic Thursdays when we talk about apologetics and things of that nature. But want to create some longer videos because right now all I have is shorts on my YouTube. I don't have any like real long videos, so I want to create a little bit of longer videos, actually teaching out some of the different subjects and stuff like that, and hopefully providing some information that's either new or renewed and encouraging and uplifting to the body of Christ. So,
No, I mean, no shots fired, no shade, but I mean, when we go to church, um, church is what it's made for. Basically, that's where you go, you gather, you get your encouragement, you get a little bit of word, and then you do what you got to do for the week. But when Chevis and I sit down for just a Bible study and we're going through the word, the way he teaches it is like a constant, I keep hitting the table, is a constant reminder to me of like the level of knowledge and depth and commitment that he has to the word. And it's like I could eat it up, like I could listen to him talk all day. And so I'm always saying like I truly think that's, he may not want to be a pastor, and I'm not saying he has to be a pastor, but the level of teaching that he has is amazing. So definitely learn a lot. So
thank you, appreciate it.
for sure.
But yeah, that's pretty much me for my 2024. Hitting those few couple areas. You know, maybe at some point again, like you talk about showing people the actual techniques that I use and stuff, and the differences between heat press or DTG or any of that type stuff. So I might want to do some teaching on that as well. Maybe I can find some way to teach in the community. I don't know, but
Absolutely, I thought about that.
But yeah, we'll figure some of those things out. So, but those are my big things. What about you?
Yeah, some of them kind of merge and blend with yours. Others are more catered to what I do. Um, so some of the writing projects that I'm working on at this time, I really need to just buckle down and get over myself and telling myself I have writer's block and just write the content and just go through the drafting process. The first draft is not going to be its totality, and I'm just having a struggle with getting through the first drafts on a couple of projects. So I think one would be more fictional, familial based. One is actually nonfiction, more of a study and a release of just. I'm so leery of like talking about what I'm going to do because I feel like when I talk about it, I see somebody else who's doing it, or all of a sudden they're doing it too, and it makes me mad. But no, just trying to talk about what is it? Letting go of like past hurts and healing in a safe and positive way. So that's one of the other projects I'm working on. A couple other books. So that's coming from like a writing standpoint. I think when we're talking about just overall career wise, I don't know if all of you know, but I'm also a senior publishing consultant, and so the company that I work for, they're cool, they're great, but I also want to help those people who are looking to publish with the knowledge that I know from the business and being able to share that. I don't think I tell people that enough. I never want to come off braggadocious or haughty. That's never my intent. But I do think that that would also benefit. Like, I may not know everything, but I do have, a resource of knowledge that I can share in the space of working with a hybrid publisher. And then the final thing that I need to be more disciplined on, and so I made that commitment to myself to do so, has been finishing out some education so I can get certified to operate in a certain space. I do have a project that I don't want to talk about just yet, that I've been working to bring to life through Black Phoenix, that I think will be very beneficial. It's something that I personally am very passionate about. So as I get closer to the ending, which should be fairly soon, I can start really making some deadlines with how I'm going to bring this particular project to life through Black Phoenix. So those are some of the things I'm working on.
Yeah. Sacramento authors, connect, like for real, for real. Some of the projects that she's working on, call them projects.
They are.
Yeah, it's not what they call them projects. They're books.
Book is a project to
Yeah,
explain.
but I mean they're like super dope. You know, obviously I get to hear them. I make her read them to me. You know, I want to hear the tone and inflection in her voice, and you know, especially her. At least I think I know what she was talking about with her last project. Um, that thing is gonna be dope. And like just reading that one, yeah, actually, yeah, that one when I was listening to it, I was like, I didn't catch on initially, and then I was like, oh my goodness, and it just clicked, and it was like, this is dope. So yeah, y'all need to hear it. So yeah, she got to get out of her own head sometimes, and you know, understand that you know, even if somebody does try to copy what she do, they ain't gonna do it as good as she do it. So it just is what it is. But yeah, check it out for real, for real.
I love him so much. Yeah, and I think that one of the other things that I really want to focus on for the 2024, and I think a lot of my issue is me being disciplined to actually put in the work to get it done. But with a lot of things, like if I make up my mind, I can usually do it. But there are just some things that, oh, I really want to do this, and it just falls to the wayside. But the whole mission and branding behind Black Phoenix is ushering in a reading rebirth. And so there are tons of books out there that I've read over the years that, you know, they may be old because there's a whole community of brand new book authors. They want what's new, they want what's trending, they want, you know, the next and best great author out there. And I'm like, there's so many classics out there. And so what I would like to do is like take some of these classics, which I think kind of what you and I actually started doing. Chev had committed to reading The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison with me. And so being able to break down some of those books, there's a new audience of people, you know, like Chev or even some of the younger generation who have never read some of these classics by people who have been doing this for years or people who have passed over the years, and their work is still legendary. And so that's the whole mission. Like ushering in that reading rebirth, it may be old to you, but it's new to somebody else. And so being able to highlight, you know, some of those classics. I think it's great being on what's new, what's trending, but I'm old school and I tend to fall in love with a book and I can read it 1,000 times. And so some of the stuff I've read have been some of those older classics by, you know, some of those older authors. So just bringing more of that type of content to the forefront as well.
Yeah, getting that different perspective because you know we mentioned before I'm not a reader. I read the Bible, I read archaeology and stuff like that. Anything theologically related, I'm reading a lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Anything else, I don't know why. I just don't read it. So yeah, it's good to you know even hear you know we see some books and stuff and she's like, oh yeah, I read this in college or I read this in high school and I'm like, I heard of this before, but I didn't read this in high school. I mean, sometimes it wasn't even offered to us. Other times, look, I was an athlete, so yeah, you know, you do what you want to do. I didn't read nothing, so you know.
I mean, I was that person who I'd be at the library getting 2 and 3 books, and I think one thing, you know, my mom did do is like during one particular summer, like we just went to the library a lot, and I just ate it up. And then once I had access to like libraries at school and different places, and then when I got older and I was able to go on my own, just that's bookstores was like my thing. It's like I used to work at Tower Records over here on Florin Road. If you're local, you know what I'm talking about. So Florin Road, Tower Records, and right in the same building. So like one door was the record store, go around the corner, the other store is the bookstore. And on my breaks, I would always go right over to the bookstore. So I'd get paid from the record store and go right over to the bookstore and give them back my money. So I mean, that's just I don't know, it's just that love of like, you know, you're staring at this paper and you're hallucinating, basically taking in the imagery. And if the writer is good, like it takes you into a whole nother world. It was kind of like my way of escaping some of the harder points in my life growing up. I found escapism in books. That was kind of my safe zone. If you know, you'll know about that more in the future, but that was my safe zone. And so being able to then turn around and write my own stories and create my own worlds and my own people, and it's just I don't know, it's just part of my DNA, I guess. I was the kid who had notebook upon notebooks full of stuff and just, you know, it carried over into the years.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a lot of it to get put on
the
big screen.
Too. Oh,
like, yes, the big screen.
Hey, like, now speak it into existence. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Plenty of projects, even the old projects that she don't like they need to be on the big screen. Like if you saw, I mean, Netflix, something like Hulu, what's the other one? Tubi.
I'll
Some
take a
like
Tubi at
we'll
this
take a
point.
Tubi at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, so there's this author who I follow, and I've been following her for years, and her like she has I want to say two or three that are actually on Tubi right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not knocking Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I think everywhere has its place. It'd be dope. Like I actually did a little bit of research about film adaptation. I don't think I'm there just yet, but I mean that would be an amazing goal.
Anybody else good at that stuff? Holla at her, like for real. No, that's funny though. Like, you know, sometimes you think about certain things and you might have some little inside jokes about it, like, you know, the whole Tubi thing and stuff. But at the same time, like, I'm not on Tubi. Like, I would like to be on Tubi. Shoot, like, I ain't knocking their hustle at all. You know, some of the stuff might be fun, and you see the commercials, and you be like, "What is going on with this?" But it's like, dang, but that's dope. Like, literally, millions of people have the opportunity to see this. Like, that's a great platform to be on. So that's cool. So
I mean, and then like I even had the foresight of like, okay, if this does get to screen, I got a whole wardrobe person who could outfit everybody. You know what I'm saying? So just everything that we do, we want to make it very inclusive to the family.
I just thought about something too. I don't know why this popped into my head, but think about processes and stuff. Yeah. And like, you know, me talking about, you know, just the different aspects of design and printing and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. You should talk about your backstory and how you create characters and like your whole grid on like if this was a movie, who would play this character?
Oh, my little like, cheat character
and,
thing.
You know, it's like some of the songs that like, you know, how music builds into your writing process and stuff. I think that would be a really dope video for you to do.
All right, got you. All right, I can do it.
Sweet, 2024, she's coming.
Been here, but I'm
sorry, Dion. We just bitch up your line, you know, but she's coming. She's coming. So.
All right. Well, no, I mean, I think that's fair. And, you know, one thing I do want you guys to catch is not to say that we're above anybody else or anything like that. But one thing that I do appreciate about our marriage, our partnership, our commitment to one another is the constant flow of support that we give one another in our individual ventures. Anything that I can think of that I want to do for myself, I make sure that I include Chevis in those ventures and vice versa. Like I've already told you guys in another video, like I don't even write books without using him as a storyboard. Like any little piece, what do you think about this? There's one project, the one I'm still working on. I think I've changed the name and the careers of these people like 80 times and he's still here for
80
it.
Times.
And then for the the event that we want to work on for this upcoming summer, I wouldn't do that event without him right there next to me. And so it's like any little thing that we get, you know, we try to share with the other person. You were just telling me about some kind of app to use this upcoming week. Don't say it. Okay. But just some kind of app that he was telling me I need to start using. And so just little things like that, like, you know, we're a wealth of information to each other. And then for those vital connections we keep trying to make with the community, we also want to share that same level of commitment and inclusivity to those people as well. But you know, it's been hard. So to you guys who are watching, like, how do you guys build those connections without it being seen as competition? Because we're in different spaces. I'm in the literary, he's in apparel, but yet we can still merge. And I find, I don't know if you find this, we kind of spoke about it earlier, finding those people who are committed to building community within your same industry. So if you guys know how to get into that, how to do that, or if you want to do that, like what does that process look like for you? Because I get the same thing what you were talking about. Yeah, let's build, let's connect. And then I'm the only one doing it. I can't do that non-reciprocal stuff. So I mean, I can't be the only one carrying the torch, so to speak. So.
Yeah. I mean, I for me, I think so. I'm a non-traditional, I guess you could call Christian. So I do have principles. I do have boundaries, but I'm not like super legalistic about stuff. So I don't necessarily say, oh, I only want to work with somebody who's a Christian or somebody who's a Christian designer or whatever, you know. But there are issues that come up, like, you know, there's certain things I'm not putting on my shirts.
You don't want a weed leaf on your shirt?
No, I don't want no marijuana leaf on my shirt. You know, if y'all want to medically use and stuff, that's completely up to you. But I'm not promoting any forms of marijuana just because of my past and the things that I've seen come from it. I'm not promoting alcohol. I'm not promoting naked women on my t-shirts or none of that type stuff or any other kind of profanity and things of that nature. So it just, it makes it kind of difficult in that aspect. But then again, like I said, even when you reach out to individuals who are supposed to be kind of in the same space, they kind of like, they kind of, give you the cold shoulder. And it ain't like they got, 30,000 followers or nothing like that. Like they got, 800 followers, and I'm just reaching out like, hey, what's up? So that can be a little bit difficult. But you just keep pushing, keep moving forward, and trying to make different connections as much as you can. The one thing that does kind of get a little, I don't want to say irritating, but yes, irritating, is being a somebody in the clothing industry, specifically on Instagram. I don't get it pretty much anywhere else, but every manufacturer in the world finds my page and hits me up, like in my inbox, like 6, 7, 8 times a day. Hey, we're such and such apparel. We do all kinds of hoodies and yada 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 yada. We can provide you with this at low MOQ, yada yada yada. And I'm like, no. And they're almost always, well, never mind. They're always from countries that I can't really.
I mean, it's funny when I repost your stuff, I get those.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not even in apparel. Did you read my profile?
Well, and that thing too. So like, we're always, like she said, we're always reposting each other's stuff. So I could repost something from Black Phoenix, and then they'll hit it up on the story or whatever, and leave a message like, do you need apparel? I'm like, this is about a book. What are you talking about? Like, it's just it's weird, thing. So, but they out there trying to get their hustle on.
And that's the thing. Like, even for like the book promotion people, it's always, oh, do you want me to promote your page? Do you want me to? And I'm like, I get it. You're trying to do your thing. I'm trying to do my thing. But it's like, I don't want to come off spammy to anybody that I'm trying to connect with, by any means. So there's that fine line of being a respectful business owner when you're truly trying to build versus I'm going to spam the mess out of you. Now, there have been authors that I've reached out to in that genuine way, like, hey, I'm not trying to sell you nothing. This is my platform. I'm offering it to you. Let's do author spotlight. Let's connect. Let's share each other's stuff. And then it boils down to I'm doing all the work, which is fine because I committed to that, but there's no reciprocation. And so it's like, it makes me not want to do it. So there's that fine line of like, you know what, there's going to come a point to where we won't be asking. You guys will be asking. And when I say you guys, I mean the people who are soliciting service or soliciting apparel. The tides will change, but when you're in that foundational grassroots process, it's hard to get out of the gate as fast as you would like. And so, I think that kind of sums up what 2023 was. Just tons of, kind of what they say, throwing mud at the wall. You're throwing it on there, you're seeing what's going to stick, and you choose those things that stick, and then whatever fell to the ground, let it go. And so there's a lot of like, this worked for me, this didn't work for me, this worked good, this didn't work good, and building that into 2024, but also still trying to be innovative enough to try new things. So just seeing what that looks like.
Yeah. So I did, like last time we talked about some of the new products that were going to be released. And so I did want to briefly show y'all some things. Okay. So first I want to show y'all, we talked about our kid who has autism, and he created his own little design. So this is it. This is his penguin design that he wanted for his line, and that Miss Author Extraordinaire, extra talented Simone created. She drew it up herself and everything. Only thing I did really was add the Tetra logo to it. That's simply it. So this was really mostly their designs and stuff, and all of Simone's hard work putting it together. It was super dope. He loves it. His classmates love it. So there may be some little things I do with this going down the line, working with his school and stuff. Hopefully, but just wanted y'all to see that. He actually has some shorts and stuff with it as well. So I wanted to share that. And then our baby girl Zaya.
Oh, I love this one. This one is really cute.
I'll leave it hanger on. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
So this is her design. So it's got 2 strings, white and black. It's a hoodie dress. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's long. It might look like a big hoodie, but it's actually a hoodie dress. And then she has her cheetah girl on it. It's cheetah girl Zaya. with the cheat in the basketball, you know, little extra pair of shoes and stuff like that. And then on the sleeve, we got the Tetra Airs apparel.
This one is dope. This one is so cute. And then like shout out to Zaya, like literally knowing exactly what she wanted. And then I think you did a couple. She was like, "Nah, I don't like that. Do this one instead." So yeah, shout out to Zaya. That's a really cute design that she came up with.
Yes. And then this is our other one. Just the regular Tetra Airs apparel.
I did not draw that, just by the way.
Good. And so yeah, this is just one of the not necessarily the logo. The logo, obviously you saw the logo already over there, but this is for more the little boys who kind of like, you know, hey, want to run around with some Tetra Airs, you know.
Yeah.
Got them a nice little boy.
I love this design
so,
too. Wearing little. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, so these are things
really
we're working on and stuff. And yes, go ahead.
Really quick, tell them, you know, kind of what separates the Airs line from your exclusive line.
Yes. So the Airs line is specifically for young people. When I say young people, I'm really thinking like, you know, 18 and under. Obviously, some of the designs that you've seen are gonna geared more towards the younger population. So, you know, middle school and below and stuff like that. But yeah, the Airs line is simply about, you know, those who have they next up, you know, they have their heirs to the throne, you know, and in the Bible it talks about us being heirs and co-heirs with Christ, you know, and so even with that we can be adults and stuff. But just thinking about, you know, your royalty, you know, and we always want to keep that in the forefront of our kids' minds that, you know, you were designed for a purpose. You are the child of the King. Like you were created in His image and likeness, and you are heir to this throne. And so that's why we named it Tetra Airs, for that next generation. You know, we always say the next generation, but they here now. You know,
yeah.
And so we have to cultivate that, and you know, train up a child in the way that they should go. So.
You know, a lot of like what we talked about in the last video of, you know, our kids are very much a part of everything that we do when we go to pop-ups, when we have writing projects, when we have apparel, you know, just making it a family affair. Because I mean, I don't know what God has planned for them, but I do know that, you know, it's Chev and I's responsibility to foster their purposes and steward them in a way that they can excel anywhere that we've gotten. I want them to maximize their fullest potential as well. And so setting them up for success as best we can. We don't have maybe the monetary, but we definitely have, you know, the wisdom and the forethought and making sure that we, you know, put them first. And so building that aspect into our businesses. Not Chevis. Chevis's lookalike Zaya just, you know, kind of fussed at me this morning, and it was over, you know, a book that she's working on that's been very important to her. And she kind of let me know, like, I've been asked you to help me with this book, and you know, I'm still waiting. And so that kind of humbled me. Like I have to remember, you know, this is something that she's passionate about. And if I have the tools and the capabilities to help her, I should be doing that and not, you know, putting it to the wayside and doing it when I get ready. But if she's ready now, then I need to, you know, strike while the iron is hot with her as well on her projects. And so, you know, that's going to be another thing that, you know, we're committed to doing. And then lastly, just on this part, you know, she's been asking to do YouTube videos with us. And they have her on YouTube channel. So we have to have that discussion as parents because, you know, YouTube can be a dangerous place for them kids. But, you know, bringing them on this journey, even putting them on camera and video and introducing them, you know, to this side of things as well. And then I think hearing their opinions is very key. Like that little girl has a lot of good stuff in her brain. And so it'd be interesting just to hear her take on some of the things that we've gone through. And then with the big event that we're planning for this summer, I'm sure she's going to be there. I'm sure the other two are going to be there, and you know, getting their perspective.
They might stay at home.
They kind of hot and cold with us. They'll be there for an hour, and then they'll leave.
I ain't driving them back from there.
So you know, we'll see. But you know, everything we do is very Christ-centered, very family-centered as well. And then you know, even with Black Phoenix, you know, you see Black Phoenix, you may have your own interpretation on what that is, but I myself know, you know, the scripture that goes behind Black Phoenix, you know, and just making sure that I keep that first. And so for the project that I'm working on for 2024, like I said, after I'm done getting my certification for this particular thing, that's really going to be one of those focal points for me. That's probably where a lot of my energy is going to be outside of just books and writing. That's going to be a lot of my focus and something I'm very passionate about. Just don't want to speak about it just yet. So, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we trying to build in 2024.
Yeah.
You know, I told for my group that I work with, you know, through violence intervention, you know, we're starting all new, obviously in January, but we have peer support groups every month, and
Yeah.
I'll be leading that one. And so my title is going to be New Year, New Me, the Revolution. Not a resolution, but a revolution. You know, because every year people make New Year's resolutions and give it 2 weeks. They don't even remember what they made the resolution about, you know, but we want to really make a revolution. Like, we want to see true change. We want to have simple things that, like, even if it's like I smoke every day. Okay, now I only smoke twice a week. Whatever it happens to be. Like, just simple little things like that that can help you improve your daily life. We want to see that real change come, and we want to be able to support them. So even with us, revolution.
Absolutely.
We got to do some things for 24.
I mean, I even just love how God has orchestrated just our personal lives, how our career choices also align up with the things that we're passionate about. Yeah. And so I think that's another thing that we could, you know, speak on in the future. Just, you know, I mean, quite literally, my whole world revolves around books and literature, from what I do day to day as a career versus what I do in my personal time. I mean, we can't even watch a TV show or a movie, and I'm like, "Ooh, the writing on this," or "Hey, this is this and this," you know. And I'm always pointing something out. And then Chev is very intentional with the people that he connects with, not just on that nice to meet you, but kind of meeting people where they're at for their needs and showing them hope, pointing them to the Word of God, and, you know, being that voice that they may not, you know, always hear. So you know, if you don't know, he does work for, I can say it, right? Yeah, y'all gonna come looking for me? Okay. So UC Davis as a violence intervention specialist. He's also been a gang specialist for the city of Omaha, their first actually. And so when we transitioned here, he was able to make the transition into UC Davis, and it still aligns perfectly with who he is as a person. So I think we've all started at this place of maybe living a life less worthy of who we are, not what God truly wanted or expected of us, and then turning our lives around, and through keeping him first, being able to walk in our purpose and our passion. I never would have thought, it's been a struggle, but I never would have thought the career choice that I have now would have been a part of my walk. And I definitely see it as such. So I definitely see it for yours too. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna do this till I stop breathing at some point, but, you know, in some way, shape, or form. But, yeah.
But no, I mean, anything else we want to hit before we close out?
I think that's it. Yeah, 2024. Follow us. We hope to connect with you at some point in time, whether it's you, you know, giving us feedback on our products, coming to an event that we're in. Hopefully, we get to see some people in person. Yeah. You know. Be cool. And be like, oh, that's you from Instagram. That's you from LinkedIn, wherever. Like, you know, like, just that'd be so cool, you know, to be able to build that type of community, and just, you know, say what's up.
Yeah, I mean, even like, you know, we did talk about, I don't know when it's going to happen, but tapping into like some weekly Bible studies with us. And, you know, for those who are interested, I mean, so I'm telling you, like, it's never surface level, you know, and having the opportunity to dialogue and ask questions on that deeper level. And then he's not one of those people like, I know it all. He's like, this is what I know. Let's find the answers to the things I don't know together. And that's something that I really appreciate. So yeah, I even tapping in with things like that. I mean, this is something that I think, I don't know how to say it. Like, basically, I'm ready to do life with people. I don't want anything surface level. I don't want anything non-reciprocal. And so whether that's going to be business, personal, familial, it doesn't matter. It's all the same for me. And so that's kind of one of those revolutions, because it's not a resolution that I'm working on this year, is being more intentional with those types of commitments and guarding my energy and efforts from those non-reciprocal places in my life. And by that, creating healing, and then also birthing this other thing that I'm working on. So I'm very excited about it, and I hope you guys too when I announce it.
Oh, I think that wraps it up then.
Well, we wrapped up then. But yeah, so that's it. We'll come back at you for a February video. If you guys want to tap in with us, where can they find you?
You can find me at tetra127apparel.com. All social media at tetra127apparel.
Yep, same for me. Go to blackphoenixreadingrebirth.com. It's Black Phoenix across the board for social media. It's all back here. I don't feel like moving or getting up, but it's all back there for you guys. Hit us up, connect. Definitely looking to build with you guys, and we'll be back at you with another check-in for the month of February.
All right.
All right, y'all. Take care.